Hello trainers, what a moment this is. Welcome to the grand finals here at the Lanarken Premier Challenge. I'm Charlie Merriman, merry by name, merry by nature, and I have the absolute pleasure and honour to be joined on the desk by Simon van der Bucht. Of course, we had our first live event together in Utrecht last year, but we didn't actually get to cast together, so this is our first full game cast.
That's actually true.
It's really exciting. And if I'm merry by name, merry by nature, what are you? You're Bucht. Does Bucht mean anything, or can we do anything with that?
Well, if you Borcht's not really.
No,
like
okay.
It's from borrow, but like.
Yeah, you're Schmon by name, sassy by nature. Let's just go with that. So
sassy and gassy.
Yeah. Well, let's hope not too much. Maybe I'll move my chair slightly further away from you now. But so Schmon, here we are in the finals. Nick Holmer versus Ben Kyriakou, of course. Those are the teams on screen. So very much balance being brought by Nick. Ben, slightly off the wall with the Okidogi, a Pokemon that has so much utility in the format right now.
Yeah, Okidogi actually quite nice pick there because it has upper hand as well with this meta.
Yeah.
A lot of Pokemon with the faking out as well, and priority. Just being able to stop that and making those flinches, always nice to have. But no Okidogi right now. We have the booster energy activated on the Roaring Moon next to the Fluttermane from Ben's side, while on the other side, it is the two brothers, Landorus and Tornadus.
Sky High brothers there riding on their clouds. Now, of course, you've got the Tailwind threat coming out from both sides. Ben has the opportunity for that on the Roaring Moon. We don't have the team sheets in front of us. Not sure if Nick's Tornadus has Taunt, but as it is, it's going to be going for the Tailwind there. Earth Power connecting down into the Roaring Moon. We've got to remind ourselves that's not a flying type, despite those massive wings on the field. And there's Tailwind matching from the Roaring Moon.
Exactly, so Tailwind match there. Meaning this Fluttermane is not able to go for a move on its own and doing a decent amount of damage with that Specs Dazzling Gleam there as well. Well, with the damage that has been given, and Tornadus now with the Tailwind up on both sides, we do know that the Roaring Moon will most likely be the fastest thing on the field as well.
Roaring Moon, yes, with that booster energy activating earlier on too. Now, big damage being threatened out by this Landorus Incarnate, of course, with the sheer force ability and the Life Orb. You are capitalizing on the offense without taking any of that Life Orb recoil. Sunny Day, though, coming out from the Tornadus here. That's going to activate the Photosynthesis on the Roaring Moon once it certainly will on the Fluttermane. Yep. Photosynthesis on the Roaring Moon has already been activated, but if it were to switch out and come back in, that's something to bear in mind. That's a Dazzling Gleam that is going to be picking up the double knockout onto Landorus and Tornadus, so Ben immediately in a great position.
That Sunny Day working a bit against Nick there. Now with two very fast Photosynthesis Pokemon on the field there. And the Tailwind at the same time as well.
Yeah.
Tailwinds are maybe matched, but now thanks to the Sun Boost, thanks to the boost, these Pokemon will prove to be very effective actually. But now Ogerpon and the Raging Bolt coming out, and Raging Bolt and Ogerpon are also kind of enjoying this new sunlight here.
They are basking in the sun here. We've got three Paradox Pokemon from the past staring each other down. We are really taking a trip on the wild side here, trainers. Of course, Ben does have the Pokemon advantage with all four remaining here. This Ogerpon on Nick's side, that's going to be benefiting from the sun in those Ivy Cudgels. Connected down into Fluttermane, we'll be doing big damage, but we can see the Pokemon that Ben has in the back, and just pivoting around, you can easily get around the damage that could be coming out from Nick's side.
Yep. Switching in the Incineroar, trying to mitigate the damage that this Ogerpon can pull out. Because of course with this Intimidate, it will do just a little bit less, of course, which you would love to see. As we have the immediate Terra activation as well from Nick's side, is going to make sure that this Raging Bolt is not going to hit super effectively by this Fluttermane. But with this Terra Electric in the sun boosted, any thunderclaps that might be coming in the sun for some reason will be hurting quite a bit as well. With the Spiky Shield from the Ogerpon coming out, making sure that it stays safe. Knock off into that Raging Bolt. The damage is extraordinary, really, as the Assault Vest is now lost. But this Thunderbolt will showcase how much damage this Pokemon can do as well.
Yes.
As it takes out the KO onto the Roaring Moon.
That Raging Bolt put itself on charge, and that's exactly what it needed. Had that light bulb moment, the idea of going for the Terra, and that is exactly how Nick has been able to clean up the Roaring Moon over on Ben's side. But now Fluttermane comes back in. Yes, Raging Bolt no longer has that fairy weakness, but it also no longer has the Assault Vest, thanks to the knockout that came out. So it won't be taking these special moves coming out from the Fluttermane half as easily. And of course, Ben Fluttermane does have access to Power Gem, something that really caused me some issues in the match that I've played against Ben twice already. And it's quite safe to lock into that because it's not like you're threatening super effective damage onto the Raging Bolt anyway.
Exactly, and with this Power Gem from the Fluttermane, super effective on this Ogre, will not be enough for the kill.
Okay.
It's just going for that Source Ass, trying to make sure that it is able to still deal quite amazing damage, even though the Incineroar has just been on the field. The Tailwinds are gone on both ends, but we still have that Fluttermane and the Sun up, meaning this Fluttermane is still going to be the fastest thing on the field.
Yeah, the Sun around for one more turn, I believe. Ben really making quick work of this game, and yeah, that is the forfeit locked in by Nick there. So huge congratulations to Ben, one step closer to winning the Premier Challenge here in Lanarken.
Yep.
And with Nick there now going back to the drawing board, deciding how to approach game 2. Now, it really was the offense that came out from Ben's side of the field that was overwhelming. The problem for Nick here is I think he needs to take his foot off the gas a little bit. Think, how can I slow things down? How can I get the most out of the Pokemon that I have available to me? How can I try and get the advantage over Ben early doors, or at least how can I withstand the offensive pressure he's dishing out?
Yep, exactly. With that sunny day earlier, it did feel like he was kind of, okay, no, I need to make sure that the next Pokemon can do something at least, and not really look at the Pokemon currently on the field. But in that regard, Nick has learned now, because earlier these players have played before, and apparently from what I've been told, Nick was able to really overwhelm Ben in that regard at that game. So now Ben taking a book, like a page out of his book, and just trying to really overwhelm Nick with the amount of sheer damage he can do.
That is really interesting to hear, but of course it's a benefit for Nick as well, because having faced each other before, they have a read on each other's teams. Now Nick, potentially having cleaned up Ben in previous games, has more of an idea how to go back to perhaps a selection of full Pokemon that worked for them earlier on in the day. So cannot wait to get into this game too. Is Nick going to be able to balance the boards, or is it going to be Ben running away here in Lanarken? Let's find out. That is certainly some fast and heavy damage on the field with the Tornadus and the Urshifu single strike there. Roaring Moon threatened by fighting type moves that could be coming out from that Urshifu. Activating the speed booster energy, of course. Fluttermane there, still threatening the Urshifu with some heavy damage.
Yep, exactly. Just as you said, a little bit of an adaptation here. Instead of the Landorus being able to deal a decent amount of damage, but not really being able to kill any of these Pokemon, you do have Urshifu now, which is always threatening to have, certainly on the field, and like there's no way to protect in front of it. And as you said, a close combat or even prediction of like the Terra Wicked Blow could really damage a lot as well. As we have the Terra activation on Ben's side, it is going to be that Fluttermane. It is going to go Terra Fairy as well, meaning this Fluttermane is bound to do willing to do a lot of damage to either of these Pokemon.
We don't have confirmation as of yet as to whether the Urshifu is running Poison Jab, but Tailwind being set up onto the other side of the field from Nick. Here comes Wicked Blow into that Terra Fairy Fluttermane. That's still a huge amount of damage with that critical hit, of course, guaranteed from that move. Tailwind matched by the Roaring Moon here. So the Fluttermane, of course, you've got the Urshifu that can have access to Sucker Punch as well. Dazzling Gleam coming out. Is it going to bring the Urshifu down to a Focus Sash? No. So Urshifu presumably there with the Choice Band, so maybe did have access to the Poison Jab, but wasn't identified by Nick in time.
Yep, so with that, excellent play there by Ben, just making sure that this Fluttermane was able to survive at least the Wicked Blow. Now, the Terra might have been gone, but the Tailwinds have been matched as well, meaning that Ben can yet again try and see that he can provide the offense needed as in the last game.
Yeah, that's what Ben is attempting to get in the position to do. Of course, we know that Nick's Raging Bolt is running that Terra Electric, so it's not like it can Terrastallize to Fairy, the most common Terra option on Raging Bolt these days, in order to try and withstand the pressure that's coming out. As it is, Tailwind up on either side of the field. This Fluttermane now locked into the Dazzling Gleam, so if it stays on, that's what it's going for. Knockoff, able to secure the knockout onto the Tornadus. It falls down from the sky back to the ground.
Yeah, knockoff coming out, meaning no Thunderclap coming out, meaning this will still be a Dazzling Gleam coming out, single target onto this Raging Bolt, no Terra, so let's see how much this is doing.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Missing out on the kill as the Drake Meter is coming out into that Roaring Moon, and that will secure a kill at the very least, just hitting back right where it needs to be.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Nick still has the Terra option available on their side of the field. It's been burnt over on Ben's, of course, but Ben does have the Pokemon advantage and indeed the health bar advantage, that Raging Bolt on such dwindling health. Do you really Terra a Pokemon that's on such low health? Not sure about that, but Ogerpon can certainly deal massive damage out to this Fluttermane. Its health bar already dwindling there. Of course, you Terastallize, it's going to negate the effect of the Intimidate coming out from Incineroar there.
Yeah, with this Fake Out support helping the just the Fluttermane really, because the Raging Bolt is not able to protect there, and of course with the Intimidate onto the Ogerpon, just it's not doing as much damage as it would love to do, as the Spike Shield is coming out, trying to make sure that this Incineroar gets a little bit his hand hurt at least, if the Fake Out should be going that, but Ben just going for that Raging Bolt, securing the KO there, going for those single target dazzling, trying to make sure that that was going to be plenty.
Yeah, that Incineroar not wearing its gardening gloves there, so the Spike Shield would have given it a little bit of recoil damage. But yes, it's this Ogerpon against the world right now. You've really got to spend the Terra here. There's no reason why not to. Although you do have the Landorus in the back that could threaten super effective Earth powers should the Ogerpon go for the Terra. But frankly, the Ogerpon really with its back against the wall, yes, it has Swords Dance, but it probably doesn't have the luxury of being able to set that up in this position. Here we go. Go hard or go home, trainers. It's going to be the Ogerpon going for that Terastallization, looking mega grumpy on the field.
Yeah, exactly. With its Terra, it does get the new ability of Embody Aspect, and its attack will be raised, so negating that Intimidate at the very least. And now with this strong IV Cudgel possibility coming out here, boosted by its very angry mask.
It has a crit chance as well. Is it going to be a critical hit in Flanders? Oh, it's just not enough. It wasn't even a critical hit, but that's huge damage. Potting Shot able to mitigate the damage output of the Ogerpon, and of course can come back in, drop an Intimidate. There's nothing that Nick can do about that, because that Ogerpon is the only Pokemon remaining in his party.
Yeah, exactly. And with the Fluttermane being on the field, it is fast, it has access to Power Gem, and the Ogerpon is just so low. And Ogerpon having Grassy Glide with the possibility of like opponents bringing, for example, Rillaboom as well, but right now this Grassy Glide not really working out for him.
No, there's no Grassy Terrain on the field. That's the battle forfeited, and you have your very swift winner of that final here in Lanarken. It's Ben Kyriakou. Fellow caster could not be prouder of Ben there, but huge congratulations to Nick for playing so well in that matchup. Ultimately, Ben able to flip the tables, might have lost against Nick before, but Ben had all the information he needed in order to secure the victory.
Yeah, absolutely. Did played amazingly, as Ben earlier said, like, he got absolutely overwhelmed there, and Ben just did it right back, being able to secure that win. Very well played, and honestly, very impressive to see where you can go if you're not playing Dragon Cheer Kingdom.
Now, I will not hear the besmirch against my good Kingdra's name, but yes, it's true. Ben was able to use a more balanced team, let's say, and go all the way and win here, running Dragon Cheer in order to boost up Kingdra in the MSS yesterday. Didn't go, or in the Premier Challenge yesterday, didn't go so well for him then, but still, it's a fun strategy. We've got Beware and Machamp on the field, flexing their muscles, just like Ben did in that matchup, going very fast, hitting very hard. Nick ultimately wasn't able to meet that with responding bulk.
Yeah, exactly. So that is it, trainers. That means we are done for today. Premier Challenge over, MSS is over, and that means that our two English guests can go home, including you as well. Very much, thank you very much for the amount of effort you've put in this as well. I really enjoyed having you guys over, and I hope we can do this again. Like, I'll come over as well. Like,
yeah, please do. No, I'd absolutely love to do it again, Shimon. Thank you from me and Ben to you for having us over. It's been an absolute privilege to be here this weekend, casting and indeed playing in the Premier Challenge. So it's now 9:30 over here in Lanarken, trainers. We've got an hour and a half drive ahead of us, and I blame only myself for running such a stally team. But thank you so much for tuning in. This has been the Lanarken Premier Challenge. It's been Cuckoo Kyriakou. It's been Sassy Shimon, and I've been Merry by name, Merry by nature, Charlie Merriman. Thank you so much, everyone, and thank you to Shimon. Merci, au revoir.